Hello. This video is all about lunch times. So this is applicable to the children going up into reception. It's not really applicable to the nursery children because the nursery children don't stay for lunch. So if you are a parent of a nursery child, there's no point in watching this video. Okay, so this is just for the reception children. So hello, the children will go off to lunch in the canteen and to a building called the Global Cafe, and they will go off to lunch at 11:30. In England, children are eligible for free school meals in reception year 1 and year 2 currently, and we would advise you to take up this offer because 1, it's going to save you money, 2, it's going to save you time preparing packed lunches, and 3, the meals that are provided by our school caterer, which is Chartwell's, they are balanced and nutritious, and they're also varied as well. So currently Chartwell's do as a menu, and they change that menu through the year as well, so that it matches up with the seasons, and the menus are on a 3-week rota as well. So the children have different meals within those 3 weeks, and then once it gets to week 3, it will go back to week 1 again, and the rota will start again. So they get a good variation of the meals. Of course, it's entirely your choice as a parent, so only you can make that choice. But most of our parents do choose to opt for the free school meals. If you choose to send your child with a packed lunch, then we just advise that it's a healthy packed lunch if possible. So try and avoid putting lots of sweets in and chocolate, and try and make sure that it's a balanced, healthy lunchbox. Due to children having severe allergies within the school, we are actually a nut-free school, and this means that any products that might have peanuts in or any other nuts are not permitted. So these include products such as Nutella, for example. It's a chocolate spread, but it actually has nuts in it as well. So this actually isn't allowed in children's sandwiches, I'm sorry to say. Cereal bars that might have nuts in, sweets or chocolate that might have nuts in, anything that your child brings to school to eat, whether that be a snack or a school dinner, a packed lunch, you need to make sure that it's nut free. There will be lunchtime staff available to support your child when they go into the Global Cafe. So if they're having a bit of trouble cutting their food, there will be staff members in there to help them, and also to help open packets and things like that, because it is a bit fiddly to start off with. But this is a good time for me to mention that if your child cannot feed themselves at this point, then we need to support your child in getting them ready to be able to feed themselves when they come into reception. And I will do a separate video that will give you some tips and some suggestions to try and help that process along. So I think if your child is able to use the fork to get it and put it to their mouth to eat their dinner, then that's fine. I think cutting with a knife is one of those skills that could come a little bit later on, and the more they practice, the better they'll get, obviously. But what we want is to make sure that all the children that are coming into reception are actually able to feed themselves with a fork or a spoon. If your child has additional needs or they are a little bit behind, then just speak to one of the staff members to just alert us and let us know that we might need to provide a little bit more support for your child, because even if even if you are trying your very, very best, sometimes it's not possible to get them ready by the time they start reception. So if there are some problems with your child and you feel that going into the canteen is going to be a little bit scary for them and they're not going to be able to feed themselves, then just let one of us know, and we will be able to speak to you a bit more about that. Okay. The menus that Chartwells produce are available to view on the website. You can actually go to Chartwell's website itself and pick out our school and view the menu from there as well. It's a good idea to talk through the options with your child. There will be a main course, a meat course, a vegetarian option, a jacket potato option, and you will, if you go through that with your child, if they're vegetarian, then obviously they're going to have either the jacket potato or the vegetarian, but just let your child know what they're going to be having, because then it's not quite a surprise when they come into the canteen and we say, oh, your mummy's booked this for you, and they go, but I don't like that. Okay, so even if you're making that choice for them, just let them know what they're having at the beginning of the day, just so that they know what they're having for lunch. You will need to book the meals at the beginning of the day or the week through Parent Pay. Login details will be provided by the school. So don't worry too much about doing that before they start school. I'm pretty sure that if the login details aren't with you before the end of term, we will have them for the beginning of term, and there will be provision in place for that first day. If your child has a diagnosed allergy and you have concerns about food, can you please contact a member of the teaching staff in foundation stage via the emails on the website. If your child has a diagnosed allergy and has a note from the doctor or a care plan, then it might be possible for Chartwells to produce meals that are allergy safe for your child. So please talk to one of the members of staff, because like I say, you know, they can produce allergen free meals for children, and it's worth talking to somebody first about that. I think that's about it. Just make sure that lunchboxes are in a named lunches are in a named bag or box if your child is having packed lunch. And if you have any questions about school meals or anything like that, then there will be staff members available to talk to you when your child starts school. Any other questions can be sent to us via email. Okay, hope that was helpful. If your child is still struggling to feed themselves, then go on to my next video and I will just give you some tips and suggestions on how you can support your child to do this independently. Thank you very much. Goodbye.